Hey guys, TheTurkeyChampion, and today we've got another episode of the Rise to Fame. In this episode, I will be selling my silver team because it's getting. I've played a lot of games with it. I'm not sure quite how many with it, but it's a pretty good team actually. I do like using it. It's got a lot of pace. Probably wouldn't advise building this team, but if you do want to build it, probably replace a few of the players. But that's probably all I have to say. I'll do the little review at the end if you wondering why I just started there. My Skype just went off there with training tips. So I think he's looking to get the race to the title thumbnail. I made that. So in this first game here, he's got a pretty good Bundesliga team. The only thing is, I do see he has a pretty slow right side of defense, like having Martinez, Hummels, and Arbeloa. So that would probably be the easiest way to score. But he does get a goal with Lewandowski quite easily, actually. Kind of just ran straight through my own defence. Maybe I could have picked them up, but it's quite a slow defence, and even Lewandowski, who doesn't have even the best of pace, can still get through, which probably shouldn't be happening with a team like mine. But we do manage to get a penalty out of this. Somehow that was a penalty. I don't really see where you get the penalty from. I kind of thought you got the ball there. And obviously Scott Brown, one of the best penalty takers on the game for a silver, actually. Really great for a silver. Is going to just smack that right in the roof of the net. And that's going to be easy for Scott Brown. This is going to be a short episode. I don't really have too much time today to do a free-gamed episode, and of course it will be a long episode anyway because of the squad review. So we do get a 1. We're actually 1-1 so far in this game. Should be doing a little bit better than this maybe, but he does manage to somehow save that Roberto. That was on the ever seen on FIFA 13. Unbelievable. That should have went in all day long. But Felipe Santana not as lucky as last time getting one of those headers in, but he does get a goal just before halftime with Tony Cruz, which maybe was a little bit annoying. Sorry, my computer just froze, so my audio split a little bit. Yeah, it was a little bit lucky that he got that goal just before halftime, even with Tony Cruz, who is not those area, who's probably not an aerial threat or a physical threat in any way, actually. But KL powers through in the 83rd minute, and what a save! KL is a beast, the silver beast. Convert him to centre forward, which is a lot better than having him at centre mid. Probably, sorry, the door, if you can hear the door, if it's squeaking. Yeah, so we did lose that game 2-1, and that was the last game we are going to be using with the team. If you're wondering what team I'm going to be replacing, it will be the numbers choice team from Saturday, because I did like that team quite a lot. It was pretty good. Destroyed some pretty good teams with that. Sorry, this is a little bit late up. I had a bit of homework to do, but it was pretty good actually all together. But his goalkeeper was on amazing form. He did have Weidenfeller, who is an amazing goalkeeper, who I've used. Sorry, the audio split again. My computer froze again. So we're going to go into the Roberto, one of the really good goalkeeper on his day, but otherwise he was a pretty bad goalkeeper mainly because of his size. Made one of the best saves I've ever seen, obviously, with the one in the last episode. I'm going to try and sell him off for a bit. I did buy this thing pretty quickly, so I really doubt I'm going to get that much back for it. But non-shiny silvers do tend to go for a lot. And we're going to talk about Nacho Fernandez. Didn't actually get a goal and don't like him. Also, quite a good pace actually on them. So we did cover for Mark Barter quite a lot, which did help a lot more, as Mark Barter was pretty useless actually. Didn't like Mark Barter at all. But Nacho Fernandez was probably better. I would probably better the stronger of the two actually. I mean, but yeah, he was an amazing. And then we're going to talk about the right back Naum. He's a pretty strong player actually, a lot of strength but not that much pace, good defender, would be very suited as a centre back, but he would be going for a ton of money, a 75 pace silver centre back for a ton of strength, he would be going for a lot. But yeah, he's just too slow actually. He's big, he's a strong player, so if you can get him in the centre back role, that would be pretty good. Mark Barter, nothing to say there. He's absolutely useless. Don't buy him. Now we're going to talk about Lee Wallace, a really strong player who is really cheap because obviously he plays for Rangers. So he's a very cheap player, but he's very strong, got a lot of pace. Did manage to get a goal for me, actually quite happy about that. all round defending wise, he's good. Physically, he's quite dominant, obviously. Great player. I'd probably buy him again. Obviously, the league does limit him quite a lot. Now we're going to talk about David Templeton, the 5'9" beast from Scotland with so much pace. Got a good bit of potential on him. 4-star skills, 4-star weak foot. It's pretty nice because one of the only player in this team to have this, I think, besides Scott Brown. Great player. Probably would buy him again. He's very cheap, obviously, because of his team. Then we're going to talk about non-upgraded Scott Brown. Not as good as I thought he was going to be. Very physically dominant, obviously, even for his little 5'9" height. But he's still done the job pretty well. But probably wasn't nowhere near as good as Wayame, who else is the non-upgraded version. He was obviously done a lot more than him. But I probably wouldn't buy him again for that amount. So we are going to talk about Wayame, who was unbelievable. Cost quite cheap. I did have to buy a 4-1-1 card. Got a couple of goals actually. Got 4 goals. Very strong player. Not as fast as I'd like him to be, but he done the job pretty nicely. I managed to get those few goals. Obviously going to be a player for the future. A lot of pace. A little bit of pace on the guy. The other one has quite a lot more actually. I think there's like a 6 pace upgrade. The upgraded version. Then we got Najeng, obviously the right mid from Heifer Berlin, who I don't like too much because he didn't even get a goal for me. Does have 4-star weak foot, but nowhere near fast enough as we wanted him. Doesn't really get the job done with having that little of pace actually. So that was a big problem having Najeng. And then we're going on to the main man, KL, cost 3,000 coins. I will buy that guy all day long. He is an insane League player, one of the best physical stats I've ever seen. Strong, great on the ball, probably the best dribbler on the team. Buy this guy all day long. Centre forward probably would suit him quite well. The only thing is his high defensive work rate does drag him back quite a lot. So now we're going to talk about Ben Saha, who is obviously a very cheap player because he plays in a very weak league, but he's a pretty good player actually because of he has a lot of pace actually. Got 82 pace, I think. Yeah, 82 pace. Mainly his acceleration, and he could finish the ball pretty nicely there. So, you know, he's not all bad. And now, as I said, I was going to be using the numbers choice team from Saturday. So that is the team we're going out with in this last game of the episode. Sorry, I did not have enough time for a third game. So in this game, it was a bit even, but the team did pretty well. He does have a very nice Bundesliga team. Couple of players that maybe could be doing a lot of damage. Mainly is his defense actually, because they're pretty quick guys. No one. The thing is, that Alibi, he's a pretty weak guy. He can't really outmuscle that many players, but in pace wise, he's pretty dominant actually. So that might make a lot of damage. But El Younesi is brought down outside the box by Philippe Santana. That should be a red actually if you just look closely, but the guy didn't want to do a replay, and so did I. But El Younesi is obviously going to be stepping up there. Going to try and smack down the top corner, but I get a bit of luck. Smacks it off Muller. Takes the deflection off Muller and goes into the far post. Visa was absolutely stunned. EA absolutely fuck this guy here, because you don't really like that when this happens. As you see, it hits Muller right on the back and it deflects into his own net. Gomez. He doesn't look too happy that that happened. It's kind of his fault though that went in. Probably should have been standing on that post bender, but that probably is the biggest bit of luck you're gonna get besides free kicks. But pretty much straight after gets a goal with my man Juf, who's obviously a pretty good cheap player actually. Haven't built him in a team yet. But you know, there's always teams you can fit him into. Cause he's got a couple of links. Obviously, I do pretty well with like Demba Bar actually. I only got so half time 1-1 actually 1-0 to. But that is when I look at that, I think what a bit of luck that is. But I do get a goal in the 72nd minute with Thomas Drade, the Norwegian beast. Just a lovely goal there, so I'm quite happy to take that, and I think I'll be taking that win to go. But he couldn't fight back, so that was a pretty good game and a pretty good episode for me. So it's been your boy, TheTurkeyChampion. Please like, subscribe, and in a bit, guys.